Hi folks, welcome back to Three Barrow Farm. My name is Amy. For those of you that are new, welcome all my new subscribers, and welcome back to all of those who have been here from the beginning of recording this journey of ours. If you are new, we have been living on this land here on Dja Dja Wurrung country for, well, this is our 10th year now. So we've been growing food here for 9 years now, and we live off grid and we grow as much food as we can. And right now it's apple season. I'm sitting under the shade of a very laden apple tree. We have these rows of apples in between each of the vegetable plots. So the vegetable plots are 5 rows. Oh, Magpie's just come down to say hi. So there's 5 rows in each vegetable plot, and in between is a row of, I think there's 8 apple trees in a row that we're growing sort of in a cylindrical shape. So they're not the typical vase shape that we have our other fruit trees establishing to in the front, but yeah, they are more an upright, and they sort of grow the fruit of the branches sort of, yeah, in that cylindrical shape as much as possible. I know some of the branches are coming out into the paths, and it makes it quite hard to walk down with the wheelbarrow, when also the vegetable garden at this time of the year is becoming quite wild and taking over the path as well. So it leaves this smaller gap in between at the moment. But yes, we are in full apple season. We have probably over 50 different heritage varieties of apples. So I haven't been on here for a while because we've been finishing off our house, and it's just been very, very busy here, so I haven't been able to pop in. However, I have been filming little bits of all the, small and big harvests that I've been making. There's still a whole heap to harvest and a whole lot more to come. And I'm kind of glad that it's been coming in these small sort of bundles, because I can preserve a smaller amount and it's sort of more doable than last year. Last year was, quite at the very end. I just had a huge amount of produce and I had to try and preserve it all at the end there. At the moment, fruit-wise, of course, I mentioned that we're picking a lot of apples. So I have been preserving apples, and I have a video coming out soon all about some of the recipes that I've been using, cooking with to preserve the apples. We've also been picking a lot of plums and prune plums, which are my favorite. We never get around to drying the prune plums or letting them dry on the trees. I think the birds would come before we'd allow them to dry, but they're so sweet and delicious that they are eaten straight off the tree, and yeah, we enjoy them a lot. They are probably our favorite plum in our garden at the moment. And a cockatoo has just flown down to my sunflowers, and I'm okay with that because they have been eating what's left over of the sunflower seeds. I've harvested a lot of sunflowers as well, which I will also be releasing a video all about the sunflowers from start to finish. I'm going to be putting together quite a few videos of just individual things. So this video here is just a little glimpse of all the things I've been harvesting, some of the issues that I've been having, and some of the successes. I've still got so many potatoes to harvest. I'm still waiting for some of my cucumbers and rock melons to, the plants to really get into the fruiting time. There was a lot of late things that I planted things early, but they didn't survive. So I haven't picked a lot of cucumbers this year. Last year I had a huge amount. I ended up getting some cucumbers from a local farm and I got them for a good price for organic cucumbers, and I have preserved all of those into refrigerator pickles. And so we're just picking the occasional cucumber out of the garden to put in salads or to put in sandwiches. We are picking so many cherry tomatoes. There is a lot. There is also a lot of slices coming up in the garden. These French ones, I will put the name on the screen. They have been consistent and we've been using those in sandwiches and some in sauces as well. Yeah, anything that we make, salads or whatever. They've been really, really good. And this was my first time growing them. They've just been really great and I'm very thankful. There are a lot of cherry tomatoes though, so I will need to do another harvest this evening, and tomorrow we're having a really hot day. It's going to get up to 37. There's been fires around, and so we've been, you know, sort of on high alert on those extreme fire days. But luckily from the fires we've only had one day where there was smoke that came over and the air quality wasn't great. So yeah, I'm trying to get as much done as possible on the 20 degree, you know, in the 20s days. So then on the days that are 30, I think it's 31 today, we'll get there eventually. And 37 tomorrow. It looks like by Saturday we will be in the low 20s again, which will be fantastic. I'll be able to get out here and sort of tame this wild garden. The tomatoes are just growing everywhere. I mean, there's even a tomato plant just right here that I did not plant. So it's just, yeah, it's everywhere. And despite my efforts in trying to keep them staked and climbing up the Rio, they are spreading all over the place. And this happens because I don't like being out here in the heat, and also life gets away when the school year starts and my kids have so much on. So yeah, it just gets a little bit difficult to stay on top of things out here. But thankfully we do have those 20 something or other degree days, and it is nice and cool out here in the evenings as well, but it's starting to get darker as we get into, well, close to March now. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. I sort of start to lose a little bit of steam on spending time outside in the garden, and I'm spending more time inside preserving the food so that we don't waste any of the food as well. I have also begun planting seeds for my autumn winter harvest. So normally I would miss the boat, and I have not been very good with my autumn planting. So I have been proactive and I have started some seeds in some trays. I've started all the brassicas and lots of the root vegetables. I need to direct sow some carrots. Hopefully I will do that. I'm supposed to do it this month in February, but I think I will do it on the weekend when it cools down a bit, just so the soil doesn't dry out, because the carrots really want that moisture, and I'm going to try and, you know, I'm going to have to try and keep the moisture up as much as I can to where I plant the carrot seeds. But yeah, I have started a whole heap of roots and brassicas, so they are slowly coming up in the seed trays, and hopefully I have success with those. And then it will be a matter of trying to make room in the garden, and I think I just have to be really ruthless and take plants out. I've got some things going to seed, like my medicinal herbs and some lettuce, and I think I can safely take those out because I don't need the seed for them. And at the moment I'm leaving them for the bees because the bees are really enjoying the flowers, but I'll take them out so I can plant my autumn plants in there, and then we can get a head start on the winter crop that we will harvest in the colder season. So yeah, it's quite busy here, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to post many videos at the moment. So there are some videos coming soon. I just need to find some time to edit them. Time has been a hard thing to find, and it's really difficult for me in this busy time of life with the kids to film while I am preserving. So I think I lack the headspace to be able to film everything that I'm preserving, but I will do a video at the end of the preserving season to show you what I have preserved. And also I've been keeping track of the weight of everything I've been bringing in the house, so I will be doing a video to show you how much we actually managed to harvest from the gardens that we have here. And I would also like to show you what I do to prep the beds at the end of this season for the next season. So I know a lot of the areas of my garden need lots more nutrients. I've been trying to cook up my compost as much as possible. I have been spraying the plants with a seaweed mixture, but I haven't been doing my compost tea as much, and so I feel like the yields are less this year than previous years. But it just comes down to time, really, and I hope that in future years I'm able to dedicate more time or be a bit smarter with my time management. It's just we're out a lot in the evenings with the kids' activities, and then there's also work and everything, so it's it's hard to manage all of these things that we love to do and all of the things that life brings. But we are managing to grow some food, and that is the objective here, is to grow as much as we can, preserve as much as we can, and to, cut that food bill down heaps as much as possible. So I hope you enjoy this little collection of videos that I've taken while I've been harvesting from my gardens, and I shall see you next time. Thank you, friends. Bye. The harvesting of beetroot continues. I need to purchase more Fowler's jars or I'm going to run out quickly. I don't have enough for preserving other food, let alone more beetroot. Most of this beetroot went into dinners and more beetroot hummus, which I've frozen in small containers. There are still so many potatoes to harvest. This little bundle came from a seed potato left behind from last year's harvesting. I love when food grows voluntarily, and some of these potatoes were quite huge. After I harvested these carrots, there was only one little patch of carrots left, and they are now ready to pull up. I'm planning on planting more seeds soon, but the soil is much drier on the top of the surface than it was back when I harvested these carrots. I'll have to experiment with a few ways of keeping the soil moist enough for the carrots to germinate. Some rain would be nice too, but I'm not sure we will be getting any for a while. I pulled the last of the red spring onions out. These ones began to grow large bulbs at the end. More potatoes. I thoroughly enjoy rooting around for the larger potatoes and leaving the smaller ones to grow further. The potatoes I have in storage are doing well, but some of them have started to soften just slightly, so I'm using them first. Most of them are firm though, so I'm interested to see how long they store for. This is Enola. She is the only chick we hatched under our mother hen in spring. She's more afraid than any of the chicks born on our property, and we think it's because she's the lone chick. She's sweet though and enjoys outings with her mum. I've been drying herbs for months now and have quite the collection of jars of medicinal and culinary herbs. To be honest, I'm getting tired of listening to my dehydrators on all day long, every day. I'm really looking forward to our drying cupboards we're going to have made this year. I'm hoping they will replace the dehydrators and be much quieter. Plus, they will be huge. I can't wait to show you them when they've been installed. I've been collecting seed from the anise, coriander and dill plants, both for eating and for saving to raise seedlings. Our tomato harvest didn't start off so well. There were a lot of tomatoes with holes and caterpillars in them. I've been noticing a rise in the caterpillar moths this year. They have also enjoyed eating the nasturtium leaves, which I have grown near the tomato plants. Eventually, I started to harvest bowls and bowls of untouched, beautiful tomatoes. There are a few plants in particular that are still getting attacked by the caterpillars, so I'll have to do quite a bit of soil adjustments to those beds. Planted in between the tomatoes are lots of basil plants which we have been using in cooking and drying for later use. The pumpkins are slowly growing, as are the capsicums and the eggplants. I planted Slim Jim eggplants that can be picked small, and seeing as though my early eggplant seedlings didn't work, I'm glad for this smaller, thinner variety. I also excitingly have some ananas rock melons that are getting bigger too. I can't wait to pick them. So the waiting continues for some of my fruit and veg, but the harvesting continues with everything else. Thank you for watching, friends. See you next time. Bye.